Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your favorite podcasts and just feeling overwhelmed by the amount of content you've got to go through? And if you do find the right content, there's still so many episodes out there to go through and not enough time in the day to do so. Sometimes we just want a summary of a podcast episode to know if it's worth a listen or if we should move on to the next one. So we've built an automation that summarizes podcast episodes by extracting the podcast audio, creating a summary, and saving that summary in Notion. And in today's video, we're going to give you a step-by-step demonstration on how you can build this automation for yourself. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is add the Dropbox module, and our action is going to be the Create a Shareable Link action. We've saved our podcast episode to Dropbox, and what we're doing is we're accessing a saved episode for our scenario by creating a shareable link for our Dumpling AI module later on. By the way, for our demonstration, we're getting our podcast episodes from the BBC's Podcasting House website. They've got a lot of episodes on a range of topics, and you can download these episodes as well. For our link's access level, we're going to give it max access. And we're going to allow downloads for our shareable link. This part is really important because we'll be using the download URL of the podcast episode we saved in Dropbox in our Dumpling AI module later on. We'll add our Dumpling AI module next, and the action we'll be using is the extract data from audio action. This is the part in our automation where we'll be able to extract the content from our podcast episode. Our input method is going to be URL, and our URL is going to be the download URL from Dropbox. For our prompt, we're going to ask the LLM to extract any key takeaways or details from the episode. Depending on what you'll need, you can be a lot more descriptive and ask for a lot more. The point is, we're trying to collect as much crucial information from our audio file in order for us to create a summary of that episode later on. Next, we're going to add an AI chatbot, and for our demonstration, we're using Anthropic's Claude, but you can swap this out with ChatGPT or any other tool of your choosing. For our model, we want a summary that's short and sweet, so we'll be working with Claude 3 Haiku. We're going to set our max tokens to 4,095. For our message, we're going to give ourselves the user role. For our content type is going to be text, and for our text, we're going to ask Claude to create a summary for a podcast episode using the extracted results from our Dumpling AI module. If you're looking for something more detailed, you can switch your prompt in the Dumpling AI module and change your Claude model according to what you think could give you the result you're looking for. The last thing we're going to add is going to be the Notion module, and our action is going to be the Create a Page action. We'll be saving our podcast summary in Notion. You could swap this out with Coda or Google Docs if you'd prefer. We're going to create a page into a parent page, and we'll select a parent page we created beforehand. You can be a lot more descriptive with the title of the page, but for our demonstration, we're going for something simple, a generic title and the creation date of our page. For our content object, we're going to make our object type a paragraph. We're going to add a text, and our content is going to be our text response from Claude. And with that, we've added the final piece of our automation, and we can begin creating summaries for our podcast episodes. Let's test our automation and run our scenario. While we're waiting, let's recap what our scenario is doing. We're creating a shareable link for our podcast episode from Dropbox. We're extracting key points and takeaways from our episode using Dumpling AI. We're creating a short summary of our findings with Claude, and we're saving it all in Notion. So far, so good. Let's hop on over to Notion and see what we got. And just like that, we've successfully built a podcast summarizer in Make. Now, our summary is short, but you could make yours way longer by changing your Claude model and asking for a lot more details from Dumpling AI. And while this video covered creating a podcast summarizer, you can use this automation for other use cases as well. We hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.